Hey, and I think we're live. We are live now. All right. Hey, this is some Steve Guy wanting to go ahead and wrap up week 3 of becoming a day trader. Um, hey, if my past gains are any indication, I'm only approximately 57 years away from becoming a day trader. But hey, you got to start somewhere, right? And I can definitely say from the past 3 weeks that I have learned a lot, learned quite a bit, and I've had my downs and I've had my ups. We'll say. I wouldn't say that it's that far up, but hey, you do what you can do, right? Everybody has to start somewhere in this thing. Um, I like to talk about a few things that I think I've come to realize. One is that just like these infomercial, I guess you'd say, these commercialized traders that you see throughout the YouTube, whether it be Warrior, Ross over at Warrior, whatever, the Warrior Net or whatever it is, um, or you got there's several of them that I even watch myself and try to keep up with, and just like they say, this whole big majority of this this path that I'm on, um, it does lead to some heartache. It seems it's heartache because you need to learn a lot of things, and if you don't have a little bit of money to learn them, the experience is over very quickly. I don't believe I'm out of the woods yet. I don't. I'm not going to fool myself and say, hey, uh, you know, with with what I've learned so far, that now I'm going to be on my way to millions. I definitely don't believe that. But what I do believe is now that I believe I have a a somewhat stable foundation on what it is that I need to do. Um, so I want to talk about that for just a moment, and that is, they all talk about you need to find your niche, right? What do you want to trade? How do you want to trade? And that's absolutely true. You need to focus in on what works for you. Obviously, as we learned in week 1 and a little bit there in week 2, options, high-end options, do not work for me. I failed miserably with the Tesla call. Come to find out, if I would have held that call, I believe I'm gonna go back and look through the videos there. I believe if I had held that call, it's actually come back and it would almost be profitable at this point. But that's another lesson I learned, right? But that lesson cost me, I believe, right under $1,000 to learn. Um, and I have learned it. But the other one was the typo with the options. So I tend to try to stay away from the giant options. I can't play in the big boy pool yet, and I get that, right? So, that may work for you. You may be good at options. You may be good at call options or puts, or even some of the more complex options, which I'm not even versed enough in to talk about. But what I can say is that determining what types of stock you're going to look at, what markets are you going to be a quick momentum snatch up in the middle in the beginning of the day. I had been watching Ross over at Warrior Trading, and and I started playing in that playground. And honestly, I totally, completely respect what he does, but I do not think that's for me specifically. If that's for you, good, good, go with it, right? But for me, what seems to work the best for me is stocks between $2 and $10 is a good spot. Even stocks that are a little bit more expensive. Um, in finding something that's going to run right for the day, still remaining a day trader per se, but not the quick hitter, the scalping, that type of thing, but more finding something that I believe is going to run throughout the day. And I did a pretty good job of that today. Also, another thing I think I've done pretty well out of about the 5 or 6 contracts, option contracts that I have purchased, obviously the one bit me really bad. I actually had two bit me real bad, and that was the first one, which was FATE, stock symbol FATE, which I was trying to purchase a call option at 17. It was around 16.20. It tanked, but the issue there was, and you can go watch the very first day video. I bought 10 of those, which it was at 85 cents, so that would be $850, and I lost pretty much all of that, and that sucked. And I learned that lesson. That was an issue where I had installed the software, I had changed my defaults, but then the software had an issue, so reinstalled it, or I had a hard drive issue. I reinstalled the software, and did not reset that. So I did not pay attention, and it cost me, and I've learned that lesson. So anyway, I don't play in the big voice options anymore. The options seem to be that I do much better in are the the $100 to $150 type overall. So I'm meaning more like the under $2 under the $2 options. So wagering, or putting on the line maybe $150 to $200. I do a lot better there. So that's going to be my focus going forward. I'm going to look for these opportunities that, like I had today, which was with MSFT stock symbol, MSFT, which is Microsoft, and out of the gate, I felt that they were going to get a boost. There was some news on them and some other factors, and I bought a call. I rode it until approximately 1 or 2 o'clock. I bought one, and I think it was around 150, and I ended up making around $50 to $60 off of it, and we'll go over that here in a few. And I'm able, I would say I'm able, like I'm some type of prophet, but I do much better with those types of setups, with a stable stock that is clearly moving up. The market obviously went in my favor today. It is 5.4 now. It was 5.3 on Friday, and but yes, it did all go my way on that particular trade. I did well there. I obviously have an issue with reading the market still, and I had purchased into X, which is USS Steel, I believe, and they were bouncing around, was doing really well. Bought a call for about the same price, and it bounced around, it dropped, and in that I kind of got a little scared, so I jumped out of it. So later on in the day, it did go up, and I would have made money if I'd stayed in it. But I ended up I took out $8 loss on that particular option. So I still have some work to do there in trusting my indicators and just having faith and waiting on. But I'm being burned so many times so far. I'm just trying to get in and out real quick. And so as far as stock goes, holding my stocks for or developing a plan to get in and out of stocks that last longer than a few moments or a few bars has worked well for me as well. So kind of with that, I'll just go over and go to my activities for today. We did finish the day. I believe is right around 73. I could add it up on a calculator. I don't really, like we had said, I don't calculate gains or losses on options or on positions that are still outstanding until I complete those. So with that, I made $396. I had 2 trades in there on DRRX. I got in, and it jumped around, and I made about $8. Then I jumped back in, trying to get back in, and lost $4.50, $5. So, but hey, I got out with $396. I'm okay with that. And FTD, I hit them real quick this morning for 32. Did fairly good with Maxar. I felt good about Maxar in that Maxar had a bumpy day, and it's very slow. So, excuse me there. Okay. Oh, cancel that. All right. And so I was in this area when I was dealing with it. I bought down here somewhere, went up, bounced around, and when I got up in this area, I believe I sold. I originally wanted to sell it around 650, which it went up to 664, but that is a little bit of money I left on the table. But you know what? I got out, and my entire goal for the week was to get out grain, and that was good. Here was the MSFT. Here's the call. I got the 128 call very first thing in the morning, and it went up $53. That one was actually a good trade for me. And the reason why I say that is a couple of reasons, but I got it out the gate. I mean, I got it within the first bar, I do believe, and I rode that thing. I rode that thing up into the 128s. So somewhere in here, I believe. And yeah, there was another point left on the table, but I felt good about it. Got in, got out, and got green, right? So I think that's maybe that's my motto, right? Get in, get out, get green. I also saw the SPY. This was right before lunch when I was looking at the SPY. I saw the SPY kind of hanging around, and I guess it had been around. This is 10:58, so I got in around here sometime, and yeah, I got in and probably right in here. Got me a call, rode that thing on up into the lunchtime hour. Thought once we got up here into this resistance of the high of day that it would kind of be done, and yeah, I mean it outperformed. It just kept going, and it's currently sitting around 294.3, which I think I got out in the 293s. Not bad at all. I'll take it, right? And then the final, I got in here to TTOO, and yeah, let's take a look at what I did here. Let me hit the monitor. I got in TTOO. I got in at 271. Looks like I had. Oh, that's the sell. The buys. I got in at 298. Okay, so I got in at 298, which would have been fairly close to the top, and it was early enough. Man, I was up in this area. I bought at the top, boy. Anyway, so we dropped down. Obviously, I dumped down in here, down in this range, and just was trying to get out of it. Ended up being the right call, really. There was no further money to be made there. It was a bad purchase on me. I mean, I got in right in here. As you can see, the stochastic was way up. The MACD wasn't so bad. And we were probably right in this area. So I was on the verge of getting a little orange here. Had volume. This little long bias indicator was glowing. Yeah, just shouldn't have done it. But anyway, and then we had X, which, like I said, I got in here and got out, lost $8 on it. All in all, I finished the day around $73. I think it was like 69 or 68, something like that, whatever. And I could do the math here and just try to figure it out. But, minusing the $6, it has to be $67 for the day. So $67, and that was on, I believe, around 900, 1,200 maybe of funds, and yeah, not a great profit loss percentage wise, but what I did do for the week is I finished up with one red day for the week, and obviously, yeah, I'm not Ricky Gutierrez or these guys who are pulling down $1,000 a day, right? Made $7 one day, but you know what? That's green, right? So that goes in my account, and I'm able to use that to gain more money, right? I finished up at 2.17% profit on my account for the week on Ameritrade, and I'm happy about that. I really am. First 2 weeks were extremely brutal. Lost over $1,500, $1,600 the first 2 weeks. So um, small gains I'm good with. So anyway, I've kept you on here for a long time. Next week we will get into week 4, and we'll see what happens. I really want to maybe focus on this strategy that I'm currently looking at, which is doing like what I did today, finding the SPY, seeing if I believe the SPY is going to go down or up. I mean, if it moves 1%, I make $30, right? Something along those lines. Cost me, I think, $60, $70, something like that for the contract. I need to find things where the amount of money I put in, the risk reward, the amount of money I put in actually delivers an outcome that, if goes correctly, will be in my favor, and is worth the risk. So I believe those two were good. The FTD was, it was, as far as I'm concerned, it was really good. I can go through here. I just look. I got in at 112, got out at 120. FTD, I believe that was one of the first that I looked at this morning, and that was, I believe that was like right in here. Got in. I saw the three bar setup, the little 4-bar setup right here, right? And that was it. It burst, had short 2 bars, and then burst again, and then I got out, and it was a thing of beauty. So I'm happy with that one. I was really happy with that. Started the day off with a nice $32 bump. The Microsoft was extremely pleased with. So things like that is what I'm going to really focus on going forward, as opposed to the buy one that's $2-3 and try to catch that spike, almost like what I did with FTD, but not to necessarily do that on purpose. Not those small stocks that jump up and down and then you're done for the day. And because I put all of my funds in them, that now I have no funds for the rest of the day to find other opportunities. But in like what I did today with dumping, $100 on Microsoft, I think, probably around 120, and it got me 53, right? Well, if I have $1,500 to work with for the day, I could do that 15 times, and 15 times the 53 would have been amazing, right? So that's my that's going to be my mindset going forward. Obviously, we still have the elephants in the room here, these UPS and this XLNX calls. Let's look at this UPS call real quick. UPS call is for 114 call, and I can go right here and I can analyze the trade, and I can go look, and it was currently at let's just go to UPS, which is right there. So it's currently at 106.65, which, where are we at? We're at 106, 65, somewhere in there. Hey, we still have until the 17th. The 17th. And what do we have to move? To get, to make anything, right? We have to move to 109. That's 2.5, 3 points, 3 points and some change. A good day for UPS, and they'll smoke through this. And we have 17 days to do it. I feel like we're going to be okay on these. And, what if we get up to 111? Made $267. I get up to 110, 150. I'll be fine with it. Any of these numbers I would be fine with. So I think we're still good there. XLNX is in this very similar spot. Have until the 17th to that's at a 140. Analyze and close, and I believe we're sitting at 119.02 at the moment. So, getting close to 140 is probably not going to happen, but all I really got to get to is 122. Get around the 122 range, we start making money. happen to, mess up and get up to 127, $60. This is actually kind of wrong, I think, here. Let me close that. Yep. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's around the 123 range we start making money. So we're only 4 points off of these things. um, and they were historically much higher. So I still have faith that we're going to make a little bit on these things, and we still have time. So hey, I don't want to keep you. It's been 20 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up by just saying, hey, look, don't think that you can't do this thing. Start extremely slow. Start extremely slow. Paper trade. Once you paper trade, do some back testing with the on-demand features, and get in there and really, I guess my suggestion would be to get in here and look at these. Probably go to like a 5-minute chart and get in here and look at these candles, and really start to understand what these mean, what this shape means, what this is, right? What happened right here? Why did it turn around? Those things. What is the MACD? What is the RSI? Why would I be worried right here? Well, why would I be worried with the volume decreasing like that, right? We got a volume decreasing. We're smoking up the stock stick. The MACD is, we're way up there, which is great actually. Just understand those things, and that's going to help you, be a good trader. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment down there, and I'll take a look and see if there's any way that I can help. If you want to see any videos specifically, I'll give it a shot of what I know. I plan on doing these knowledge checks, which are just basically me, just kind of checking my own knowledge by maybe providing information to you that you may not know. But hey, and also remember, right? I am completely new at this. There is no way that I even would think about suggesting that you follow and do the things that I do. No way, no how. Hey, if this channel is still sticking around in a year and a half, 2 years from now, and I've got 100,000 in the bank, 200,000 in the bank, million in the bank, then I would say, yeah, you might want to pay attention to the things that I do, but for right now, no way. So make sure you're consulting your own tax professionals, your own other resources. Do your due diligence, and develop the method that works for you. Hey, it is Friday night at 12:30. I'm going to hit the sack, and you guys have a good evening. And thanks for watching. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Or hit the bell there so you can be notified when I do make an upload or go live. And until next time, stay green, and we will talk to you in the coming days. Bye.